So the first method of borrowing money that we went over last time was a credit card. This is sort of less popular in real life, but it's part of what SACE wants you to go over, so we'll go over the idea of a line of credit. They exist, but it's just not as common as credit cards. So another way to borrow money is opening something called a line of credit. What is it? A line of credit is just access to a certain amount of money that you secure by risking an asset, like a car or a house. So generally, if we were talking about like a reasonable kind of car, what's that worth? What's that worth? 10 grand, 20 grand? So if you were to open a line of credit risking your asset of a car, you would probably have access to 20 grand from the bank or whoever it is. If you're risking your house, what are we talking about here? 20 grand or hundreds of grand? Yeah, okay? If you fail to pay back any of the money from your line of credit that you've used, they take this stuff. Okay? That's what debt collectors are for. So mathematically, it's not steps, it's just stuff to think about. So the things to think about when you're doing a line of credit is this. Interest is charged monthly on the amount that's been withdrawn, and it's on a simple interest basis. So it's SI is equal to PRT. The interest is charged daily, so your time, T, is a day shorter than a year. Is that a true statement? So it's going to be a fraction of a year. So your T is going to be something over 365. And then lastly, a little note for you. We've done savings accounts. When you look at the maths here, the maths looks exactly the same as savings accounts, except you're finding interest on what you've withdrawn, not what you've chucked in the bank. So can you get the things to think about there? We'll do an example, and then we've actually finished the investing and borrowing topic. There's two practice tests, one that's a nice little warm-up, and then the second one is closer to the real thing. I'm going to record me answering both of those. You only get the second one next week. So a few minutes, please. Can you get the blue rectangle on the left board? You'll notice the name. It's African American. It's Cameron. Cameron. No one gets in trouble with Cameron.
That's how I used to spell my name. No.
Yeah, is that in reference to that comedian? Or the relief teacher says everyone's name wrong? Is it wrong? You can't show it because he swears. You know what's insane? I met those lovely ladies like 3 times, and now they're not in the class anymore. It's like ships in the mud. Just come. What was the point? Well, then you just come to my class for 3 lessons, give me attitude, and then failed anyway. Like,
They still go to school.
huh?
They go to school.
No, there's a program called IPP.
What does it stand for? IP.
Integrated something. Integrated path. The P stands for pathway, but I don't know what the other P stands. Maybe not integrated, maybe something else. I'll look it up. Sorry?
Let's say 4A after the percent.
Whereabouts?
After the PA, 4A.
Oh, hey, he withdrew.
He, sorry.
Because Cameron is a is prime.
Wait, is it still recording?
Yeah, what?
Is it still recording right now?
Yeah. Did you want to say something?
Oh, I was just asking because I wasn't sure if you wanted to leave it on the entire time.
No, that's fine. I like the challenge. I like it to be that this is a classroom. Okay? I'm not allowed to say names. Because this class getting shouted. Line of credit. Now let's see what Cameron is doing. He opened his line of credit for 20 grand, so it was probably a car that he put at risk. On May 1st, with his bank at a rate of 5.25% per annum. He withdrew 10 grand on May 11th, another 6 grand on June 19th. We want to find, in part A, the interest he paid in May. So May, check on your hand. January, February, March, April, May. May is a 31-day month. So from May 1 to, when did he actually withdraw in May? Sorry? He didn't withdraw, it just says he opened a line of credit. He just opened it, he went to the bank and go, can I have this available?
May 11th.
Good. So May 1 to 10, did he withdraw anything?
No.
No, so no interest. You don't actually, that's not worth marks, but I'm showing you this because that's part of May. However, May 11 to, how many days did we say was in May? January, February, March, April, May. It's a knuckle, so 31. How much did he have withdrawn from his line of credit?
10,000.
Good. So, we need to work out how many days that is. Count with your fingers. It's inclusive of the first day. Remember credit cards? We skipped the first day. That was the only time that you skipped. But here you go May 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That's 21. Yep. 21 days. So what's the calculation going to be? Simple interest. SI equals, how much has he withdrawn in those 21 days? 10 grand. Times by, what's 5.25% as a decimal? 0.525 is 52.5%. 0.0525 times by 21 days out of 365. So please make sure on your calculator you do the fraction first. 21 divided by 365. Then you times it by, don't tell me I have to roast Samsung again. Look at the thumbprint not working. 21 divided by 365 times that by 0.0525 times that by 10 grand. So he's going to owe $30.21 interest for May. Because he hasn't put it back yet. He's taken 10 grand out and he hasn't put it back. Here, find the interest paid in June. So does he have a withdrawal that's carried over? Does it say that at the end of May he puts 10 grand back in? He's still got 10 grand out. So when is the next thing that happens? He withdraws on June 19th. So June 1 to 18th, which is how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 days. How much is out still from previous month? 10 grand. So SI equals 10,000 times by 0.0525 times by 18 over 365. We can work that out after. Because on June 19 to, someone tell me how many days there are in June? Use your little knuckles thing. 30 to 30, which is how many days? Don't be afraid to count your fingers. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 12? 12 days. Is it still 10 grand that is out?
No.
No. What is it? Good, because he withdrew 6,000 on that day. So SI is equal to 16,000 times by 0.0525 times by 12 on 365. So now I'll work it out in two bunches. 18 over 365 times by 0.0525 times by 10 grand. So at the start of June, he's going to owe $25.89 to DP. And then here, 12 over 365 times by 0.0525 times by 16,000. We get $27.62. $27.62 to DP. Does having two answers there answer the question B? What do I have to do with those two things? Add them together. So 25.89 plus $27.62. Therefore, $53.51 in June interest. What is the only way Cameron can make sure he doesn't pay interest? What does he have to do? He has to put 16 grand back in there, and then what's he going to be charged? 0 times by the rate, okay? So it's sort of like access to someone else's money that you'll pay interest on as long as stuff is withdrawn, okay? Can you get that example down, please? And this is the last exercise on your term 2 timeline, 3F.2. You'll get your first little warm-up practice test on Friday, which I've recorded a video for, which you'll see if you're subbed.